What's up, everyone? Welcome to Cool Roost Podcast number 3.
And
with
Trey,
which is amazing. We've got a lot to discuss today, which is super exciting. I know Trey's who's Trey, first off? Trey is the CMO, the man, the myth, the legend, chief marketing officer who actually knocks it out. And when you see Cool Roost, you see that look, that feel, that brand. This is El Capitan right here.
With his face.
with some good things. We're actually doing some really cool content today. For those who watch us like later on after we make this content, you'll know that today was the Easter Bunny content that we're throwing the commercials on. So that's going to be very exciting. But Trey, so to kick this off, I think it's very important to understand, like, most people join a company as it grows. Trey and I actually had the privilege to know each other. One of my first friends that I ever met in college. And so when we talk about Cool Roost, we talk about the brand. One of the questions that I get asked all the time is, why do you do this? What excites you the most? I think my most exciting feature of it is that I actually build this business with some of my best friends, my closest friends, and seeing the success of the company, as well as then the success of the company contributes to their success. It's just amazing to do life together and really grow that. So
10 years running, right? No, we're probably going on 12, dude.
12 years.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
Yeah, and we can talk for an hour or so just on some funny stories, but
we've been through a lot.
Yeah, we have. But what's cool is how it started, obviously in school, and then from there we went to our first business and ran with that, learned a lot, and that kick-started a whole bunch. And what's so crazy, a lot of people may not know this story, though, but I will never forget whenever, we were going to the next phase, next season, and you were like, hey, dude, I think I'm going to do roofing. Yeah. Like, I'm going to do door-to-door sales. And I was, like, internally jealous. And the reason why is because I knew you're going to be door knocking, you're going to be hitting the phones, you're going to be doing a lot of cold prospecting, and I respected the crap out of that. And what's so cool is to see how far you've taken that to obviously where Cool Roofs is, where this will become a name brand in Texas, and through the nation will be the goal. So
state by state. Mm-hmm. Texas and Tennessee now, but we're growing. And
yep.
You bring that back. When I did get started, I knew absolutely nothing about the industry. For like the first 2 years, I didn't know anything. I just knew that I was knocking doors, introducing myself. They had a problem. I could be a solution. Didn't really know the solution, but I knew the team I worked for had it. And so we do have so many like newcomers come. It's like, what would you do differently if you were in my shoes when you started? And honestly, everything. Like, I wouldn't do anything that I was doing at that time to get them to be able to compress that time frame towards their success, to expedite that. And I think that's what's cool we've done, is like taking that experience over a decade and compressing it to know that we have the systems, the processes, the brand, the insurance, the everything. Like, I could rattle off a huge list of things we put together for someone to truly have tremendous success from working with us. But cheers to good times that led to even better times, for sure.
Yes, and to see where all of that work has come to is great. And it's just the start. So it's cool for me to be here, and obviously on the podcast, but too just in the company to help it grow and put systems together. From the 360 training with a lot of these new guys who are coming on, they can have, like you just said, they can put everything, you, Hudson, Trey, Stafford, like everybody is learned into Park Flowers, all into a system that people can fast track themselves to learn and get this thing going even quicker.
It's so true. That was a massive value add that you added, is we saw the vision of what needed to be done, and you were like the creator of it. Mm-hmm. And with that being said, like, the majority of people that are within our organization were working with a different company at some time, or had their own company at some time, and didn't have that back-end system that equaled success for them to really get from the day rather than get through the day. And getting that plan to really pursue on a day-to-day basis to create success. When we created the six-figure six-figure mastery for all of our sales reps. So, like, the day that they get started, not only do we put them through the 360 platform, which Trey's helped develop, which is just hours on hours on hours of nothing but, like, what is roofing? Welcome to roofing. How to sell roofs? Where should I focus? Where should I not focus? Like, who is our team? Like, so much was
Yeah.
put forward.
What
That
is drip
to,
edge?
yeah, what is drip edge?
What's
What is
certainty?
fascia? What's
Yeah.
certainty? Which we'll get a lot into
Yeah.
that, but it's cool to really just like I've said 3 times, compress the time frames, expedite that learning knowledge, and then apply that through action to then equal success.
Mm-hmm.
And most roofing companies just kind of throw you a hat and throw you a shirt and be like, knock 100 doors, let's see what happens. And like, that's not really a value add whatsoever.
No.
Like, I believe in committing. And how do you commit to something? By finishing the first step. So our first step is, hey, here's the 360 platform, go through this. And if you do commit to this and finish it, then I know that you're just not motivated for success. Now I know that you're motivated, but as well as committed to succeed by using Cool Roofs as that vessel to grow. And so that puts me in a position to go deep with that person, help them set them goals, help them understand what it is that they need to do to create the success that they want, how many roofs you need to sell, you know, whatever it may be. So starting at step 1 is so much more powerful than just like showing up to a company and they're like, yeah, just go see what happens. Because by creating that, then we go deep dive with you. We know that we can help you become that pillar within your community, that when people think like Trey, they think roofing. When they think Colt, they think roofing, because they know that you can provide the service at a time that they need. So super cool.
Yeah, I gotta ask though, you know, you got into the industry and it was what, knock doors?
Yep.
Like just go get to work, right?
Yeah.
If you had what we have here, what would that look like? You know.
I mean, I didn't have the utmost of confidence with the people that I work with because we didn't have that dominance of brand like we do now. Like our brand online, our, you know, insurance qualifications of who we can work with, you know, at the highest level through net vendor for commercial, like the list goes on to where it's like a aha moment to be like, look, all I have to do is just talk to more people, introduce what it is that I do, and work in areas that would need my service. So when I like to look at the first person that comes, of course, it's, you know, friends and family. Let them know what it is that you're doing, the career change that you've made, the excitement that you have behind that, the commitment level that you have, and really knowing that you're building within that zip code, because everyone has a roof. Everyone is going to need a service, and you can grow through friends and family to provide that service at a great rate. And so starting there, but then relationships, like, blue collar, what is it we do, has gotten so much so away from the relationship side of things. Like everything's like a one-off sell, one-off sell, one-off sell. For me, I like to really just develop these very hardcore relationships to where it just continues to trickle through their network to being knowing like, hey, you need a roof? I got a guy. You need a roof? I got a guy. And that's what brings it. And I've got some other secret sauce, but like of where to go and really how to become like $1 million a month sales rep. But I will not be talking about that on that podcast. So anyways, yeah.
Join the team.
Yeah, join the team. You'll learn that, and I can show you how to do that based on experience.
Right.
And we've got a lot of guys that are doing it, which is like super, super cool to see
Yeah.
that success of them really just batting huge numbers. But
Crazy.
you have to know where to go, and then you have to represent yourself in the right light to really be able to accomplish that. So super cool.
Yeah. I mean, I think you said something good, which is the brand recognition, really it's the certainty that you have now. Not certainty.
Certainty, yep.
But like you just have a lot of confidence, and it's cool to hear you talk about it. Now, of course, you've always had confidence and you believe in your brand and what you do, but and now it's like, okay, this thing is bigger than you, right? Like this is so much bigger than you. But in regards to confidence, you now can walk into any place because you know the boxes are checked online, they're checked here, they're checked. Like you feel great across the board. There's really nothing you don't feel can be accomplished or we're doing right. I mean, it's just really cool to hear that from you, because not only do I hear that, I'm like, okay, this is good that the work I do makes you feel that way, but also the rest of the crew is feeling that too. You know what I mean?
100%. And when you use the overall focus to, it's getting hot here. We're talking good stuff.
We're on fire.
When you take the time to build the credibility by becoming certified by multiple manufacturers and whatnot, like that is just showing that you are committed to excellence within the marketplace and that you only want to deliver value in itself. And with that being said, it does increase that confidence to know that you can get it done. Like I meet there's two types of roofers that I meet after 2 years in the industry. Roofer number one wants to start their own business. I support you 100%, but good luck. There's a lot that goes into it.
Mm-hmm.
And then number two, once they start it, they then want to get into the commercial roofing sector. I support you 100%, but a lot that goes into it. And so for us, like, we have Hudson Witten. Hudson's been in this industry for 15 plus years, has done millions upon millions upon millions in revenue, which why does that matter? It just shows revenue equals, or revenue displays the amount of value that he's brought to the marketplace.
The amount of projects too.
And the amount of projects is insane. So it mitigates the liability and knowing that we know what it is we need to do in order to get that roof system done right. And I've really kudos to a lot of people saying, go crush it, get it, start that company. I'm proud of you. But then next thing you know, they're in like a massive lawsuit because they weren't certified with the manufacturer. They didn't install it properly, avoided warranties, or they didn't quote it right or whatever. And it just creates this mess. So having the opportunity to really have that leadership team and the certifications really displays that utmost of confidence as a rep to know, like, whoever it is that I do talk to and whoever it is that I do get in front of, I might not know the answer, but at least I know that there's two ways to handle objections. You feed BS, which a lot of people do in order just to get the job done.
Correct.
Or you feed accreditation of certification, which is immense value to assure that not only who you are as an installer, but who you represent is certified and committed to you as well, which get deals done and handle so many objections. So just confidence out the roof.
Yeah, so talk about that. Talk about the certifications, right? You're mentioning the validation through that. Over the past year, you've gotten some big ones, right? Like, those are accomplishments. We got them in the office. I got my name on one of them. Yeah. But talk about that.
I mean, it's cool to have a great relationship, not only with a supplier, but an even better relationship with a manufacturer. And you get this based off volume as well as pushing their specific products. And so if we want to talk, we've got a lot of different certifications from multiple different manufacturers, both on the commercial side, but as well as on the residential side as well. But in achieving those, one of the largest certifications that I know that we use a lot is the Certainteed Select, which is their highest level of certification, which offers a 50-year manufactured warranty on products installed by basically installing all of their products, such as taking off the existing roof down to the decking, assure you have a nailable surface, no rotted decking, go back and replace that, of course, to assure you have a nailable surface, go back with synthetic underlayment, ice and water shield in the valleys, ice and water shield around all the valleys, penetrations, vents, and then go back with their field shingle, hip shingle, hip and ridge. Thank you so much. And then install the ridge ventilation system. And so in doing so, it achieves that 50-year manufactured warranty that they send to the homeowner. But then, of course, then it helps with the labor warranty as well, supported through their manufacturer service. So when doing that, like, number one, I know that the roof's being installed 100% at a very high and efficient level, so it mitigates me ever having to go back out there. But then after we sell that, which is really cool when we get into this, we also qualify each roof that we do by putting our homeowner in what we call a homeowner's protection program, which either one of us can talk about that soon, but it's just a massive value add. Like, we don't just leave and have the tail light warranty. Our big focus is once we leave, we know that you will have someone that comes out annually to assure that penetrations are good, such as pipe jacks, vents, everything's still sealed up well, no weather-related events happen. We have a whole weather tracking system that as soon as like a bad weather-related event that has a certain amount of hail or wind or whatnot, we'll notify the homeowner and know that we're coming out to inspect that to assure that everything is fine and still intact, not anything affected by like an act of God or whatnot. So there's a lot of value-add things that we're doing to separate ourselves from like the masses, because most people just knock on doors, inspect your roof, feed you whatever you want to hear to get the deal done. We're looking for a long-lasting relationship to back by brand integrity to be here forever. And our certification by our manufacturer sees that, and they want to grow alongside us to assure that both of us are really striving towards excellence every day.
And talk about that certification, because it's not something you can pay for. As in, like, I can just pay $150 and get that certification. It's not easy to get. So share why it's important.
Yeah, and I'll probably miss out a couple steps, but it is based on volume, showing a commitment that you are instilling a ton of homes and installing their products to achieve that warranty, and you can go up the ranks of certification. And then it goes to training and testing. But all of our what we call roofing specialists not only go through our 360 platform to learn the ins and outs of roofing, but they also have to go through the manual that our certification or manufacturer gives us to then take a test to certify to be able to be a roofing specialist. So there's testing that there's involved to make sure that when they are on site, everything's installed properly. Our foremans take it, our installers take it. So we just have a massive book of all these tests that have been passed by all of our installers, all of our foremen, everyone on staff, to assure that we can hold this certification and continue to install their roof system based on manufacturer specifications. Yep. So, yeah, you're right. I mean, only about, I think, 1% of contractors within the United States actually hold this certification, which grants the opportunity to really just stand behind your excellence and know that you are in the 1%. And you can help the 99%.
Love it. That's so good. And you talked about the homeowners protection program. This is definitely something. Yeah, you already hit a lot of those points, but it's exciting. I was very excited about it, and the reason why is because, like you said, most roofers, they'll go knock doors. Of course, they're trying to provide a service, right? They want to put on a roof. They have good intentions. But the thing is, if I was starting to think, obviously as a marketer, but two, I was just putting myself into the shoes of a homeowner. If somebody is coming to my door, they're knocking on it, they want to do this inspection, it's very, number one, transactional, like you said earlier. A lot of the construction can be very transactional. But on top of that, it's just like, okay, you're going to tell me about the problem on my roof that I may not even want to hear about right now. And what I wanted to do and what I was thinking about is how do we mitigate that? First off, it's valuable to normally get your roof inspected. It may not be at the timing that you want, right? But in regards to the homeowners protection program, that's what we want to do is, hey, we're just going to be your guy to always check on it. Yep. We'll come out twice a year. We'll do a full inspection report. You'll get photos. You'll get notes. You can have everything for your files. And it just helps you as a homeowner to have the facts. And I think that's the issue with contracting with roofers too, for sure. It's the facts are, most people do not know what's going on with the roof. Yep. Most people don't have an idea of what's in the roof system, hip and ridge, none of this, right?
Yeah.
So for them to, number one, get up on the roof, that's not likely.
Yep.
And number two, once you get on the roof, what are you looking for?
Yep.
Right. So for somebody who's a professional, these roofing specialists, they've taken certifications, they've taken these different courses, and they go through this, and they're doing it for you. And you get the facts. You can say, hey, here's an issue, or this is something that could be a problem in the future, or hey, this isn't great. You may have had some crazy weather around, but your roof looks great, right? But to be able to have those facts rather than it's, hey, your roof looks pretty bad, you're going to need a new roof.
And you nailed it. I mean, look, I am not an insurance specialist. I'm not licensed to speak insurance. I'm just an everyday roofer. But as, premiums increase, deductibles increase, the weather patterns continue to shift, and, more and more weather-related activity tends to happen, the true benefit of the homeowners protection program is to always protect you more in the fashion of mitigate rather than really come back and have to do anything drastic. And I say that, it's like if we're constantly inspecting the roof and putting together reports for your files, you can reflect back on that file and understand if weather-related activity A actually did any damage or hurt it because you had prior photos and research on what it is going on with the roof. And then number two is we get the opportunity to get up there and mitigate any interior damage, mitigate any further damage, and having the ability to always keep a high-end focus on that and being in front of it is actually saving you a lot of money over time before it becomes something pretty drastic or serious. And so that's where
What could that look like, though? Give an example.
Yeah, I mean, a great example is like, for instance, here in the Texas heat, we have our pipe jacks. These pipe jacks are typically pretty brittle over a period of time where they actually can be, I guess the problem would be like degraded over to where it can actually cause a leak point. If you don't catch that, it could be an easy, simple $100, $200 fix, putting in new pipe jacks, making sure it's secure, it's watertight. But if you don't catch that and a big storm comes through, down rainfall, next thing you know, you've got interior damage, sheetrock damage, insulation. You're dealing with multiple trades now trying to figure out a solution. It's affecting your homestead, your livelihood. There's just a lot that goes into it. So it's always good to mitigate rather than react. So I always like to respond to things when they're there and we can see it, rather than something happen and we weren't responsive and then we're reacting to it and now it's a big issue.
Yes.
So that's why I find it to be very important to always have eyes on the roof, especially in the summer heat, because it's getting super hot, can affect things, as well as just all these crazy weather patterns that have been changing and shifting up, from high winds to small hails to big hails to whatever it may be. It's just good to always know, hey, number one, my house is one of my largest investments, and there's two things that are the most expensive. It's foundation and it's the roof. And so if I can properly prep myself and knowing how to budget, because we all like to budget. Budgeting is very important, especially in today's time. If I can budget accordingly and effectively to understand the life of my roof and understand what needs to go into it to extend that life, it's very important to have a professional come out and continue to take a look at it to create that picture, paint that picture for certainty and understanding of what exactly is going on and how we can mitigate any issues that could arise.
Yeah, I mean, it's like looking at doctor visits, right? You know, you do your yearly checkup, you go a couple times a year, you get the facts, you see where you are, and over time that can save you, like you said, it can save you a lot of issues, right? And that's exactly the same thing with the homeowners protection program, which again, we're really excited about, right? So because someone can have the facts, they can see the long-term view of where they're at with their roof. And then again, what we want to be is that roofer for life, right? We want to be able to say, hey, we got you taken care of for as long as we're, we're here and you have this roof above your head, right? So I think that's a huge value add, because again, there's a lot of times people get a new roof, homeowners get a new roof, they slap it on, sayonara, I'll see you later, and you'll never hear from them again, right?
And it's so true. And if you look at the industry as a whole, all these companies in here, majority of them, they get so excited. I get calls from all my friends who own companies. They're like, big storm just came through. Aren't you excited? I'm like, it's just another day to add value. And it's another day for me to check into the people who were affected by it and assure that they're okay and everything's fine. If they have any issues, we bring solutions. And so for me, I like to build relationships in that sense, just to know that I have a massive book of business that they can entrust, that we're there to support them. But also at the top of it, if I could ever pinpoint anything, mitigate any issues that could become an issue and become a headache. I mean, and we do all these commercial protection programs for all of our like massive property management firms that we work with, for all of the commercial firms that we work with, and all the roofs that we inspect. And it's amazing, man, just like secondary trades. Like I was on a big project in San Marcos the other day with Eddie the Roof Whisperer, which is the man. I mean, dude, Eddie's incredible. That dude's been in roofing since like way before me, and I learned so much from him. We're up there, and that management firm also they don't have eyes on the roof, so we're like that person that paints the picture for the dude that's behind the desk to assure that everything's fine. And as I'm up there, I noticed that an AC company just came out, and that AC company removed a ton of ACs, which is a huge value add. But what was negative about it? They left all the old ACs on a TPO roof system. So at one point I made the joke. I was like, Eddie, are we inspecting a roof right now or a junkyard? And most people are like, well, what's the issue with that? Number one, it's laziness. Like, they should definitely take that off the roof. But how could this be an issue? One of the deriving factors of how this could be a massive issue is if a weather-related event came, or with that trash sitting up there, some wind blows in, it can actually push that metal, old scrap metal, those screws that are on the TPO. It's very susceptible and brittle to like a tear. Then that tear creates a leak point, and that leak point creates ponding water, which then fuels in, then it affects the isolation board, and then goes down to the decking, rots the decking. Now you have an interior leak. Now you have a huge problem. Like, it's like these are the things that we want to mitigate by painting the picture now, which is a very minimal cost to handle, and it's saving you a ton of money for the future, being a massive headache. So like the property managers, like taglines, like, we're here to assure peace of mind. Well, then cool, hire us and we'll give you that peace of mind. That's
Come
it.
on. Yes. No, that's good. Wow. And that was cool to hear how little of something that these people won't think about, right? They don't have eyes on the roof.
Yeah.
Homeowners don't have eyes on the roof. A lot of property management companies don't have eyes on the roof, and just being able to have a professional go out there, that's huge. So I love that point. So I'm curious, what is like a wild issue that you've seen? Like that's a great case, but where it went bad. Do you have one in commercial space, or we could go residential?
Where it went bad? Yeah, I mean, I had a really bad one the other day. Like, some of our commercial owners aren't attentive to what's going on. And so a lot of these commercial guys have new tenants that come in and out. To where, with that being said, like if it's a restaurant, you might have to add vent hoods or different things. So they're cutting penetrations into our roof system without telling us. And like, I don't know, 2 months ago, I mean, this isn't wild, but this happens, quite a bit, is the company that they hired went out there, cut the penetrations in a roof that we installed, and then they don't seal it off properly. It's not watertight. They didn't flash it in properly. It's done completely wrong. And next thing you know, a storm comes through, floods the whole thing. I'm getting a phone call saying that the roof system's inaccurate. And it's just a simple question. It's like, hey, have you had any secondary trades go out there to do anything? They're like, yeah, we added this, this, and this. I'm like, fantastic. I know what the issue is without even going. So we go out, we fix it, we do what we need to do. But it's like, hey, like, for people who we do install roofs for, we stress, and sometimes it does fall through the cracks, is like, be sure that the professional that you're hiring, if they are cutting any penetrations, if they are adding anything to the roof system, whatever they're doing, have that original installer, us or whoever, out there to assure they're installing that to manufacturer specs, to assure that is being done the right way, so we do mitigate these huge leaks that then cost them a ton of money when they just remodel the whole inside for like some new restaurant. So like, those are things that happen, but it's just taking a step back, working with people who have eyes on the roof, look at the reports, know what's going on, because we have everything logged. We have it filed. We know when things are changed. We know when things are different because of the amount of data that we pull and work with every single time we're on a roof system.
That is so good. And again, it may be a little bit different for you to hear, but having a roofer in your back pocket throughout all of these steps, not just, I need a new roof.
Yeah.
I mean, it really needs to be now a part of your conversation whenever you're even looking or doing anything that could potentially have to do with that roof, right? Because then you can fall into issues like that, right? So I know for me in Houston, being able to go to a property, it was in Pearland, and he was looking at a new roof, but what's, like you were saying, these pipe jacks, he had holes in them, and crazy rain was about to hit. It already hit, and that's why we got the call, and then it was going to hit even more the next week. It was like, dude, we got to get this covered now, because we're already seeing it come down the pipe. There's video footage that we even got to capture of some small rain while we were there before we sealed it up, of just a little hole, little hole in that roof. It just can create such crazy damage. That's, like you said, it's $100-$200 fix, right?
And it just mitigates a huge issue. And that's what's exciting here. Yes, this is our CMO. Yes, he does live in Houston, and he's so passionate about roofing that he does roofing himself. So
yeah, for sure. I mean,
boom, follows the system. It's incredible.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, obviously being able to put together the 360 training helped me learn a ton. And, like I've shared with you, I wanted to learn the business so I can become much better at running the marketing, because I'd need to know what goes on in the day-to-day of a roofer, and for sure of a homeowner. Like, why is this valuable? What's the issues here? What are the, problems that they face day-to-day that have to do with roofing that they probably don't think about, right? And it's all to provide more value, right? Yeah. So, yeah, it's been fun.
I love that.
But, yeah, I'm curious about those different stories, because I just don't think people understand what the real problem is by not being proactive, right? Because it's so easy. It's like anything, right? You go to the, you know what you want. You want to lose weight, or you want to have a better marriage or relationship. You want to do better in business. It's like, what you want. You want to have a good roof over your head. You want it to be taken care of. But sometimes it's not until you're in massive pain that you're going to do something about it.
And you nail it. It's like everything that we do is typically calculated, from our gas tank displaying how much gas we have left to our oil life in our car. It says you have 6% more life. What do? You go get a tune up and make sure everything's good and running right in the car when you go. And like, it's no different than roofing. If you don't have that representation, letting the oil life or not going to get oil, calculating that, then you have a massive issue that follows, which is much more expensive. And so all we do in relation to the homeowners protection program is protecting the homeowner and their number one value and investment. Mm-hmm. And I understand that. I have a home. I understand how nice it is to have something that I'm truly proud of, but I don't want anything to happen. So knowing that I have someone I can trust and come and look and be sure that they're there to really paint the picture of where we're at, where we're going, what we need to do, is super valuable.
Yeah. And if you're wondering, it's free.
It's free, yeah. Free 99.
Free 99. So I mean that's so cool, but it is something that I've seen personally. You know, people just number one, they don't understand the roofing system. They don't know what's involved in it. They know it costs a lot of money, right? But it's like I didn't know what CertainTeed was. I didn't know what ridge vent was. I didn't know what drip it. I didn't know a lot of these things. I didn't know the value of it. Like yesterday, literally, Gabriel and I were swinging by to go see the property that you're putting up on Memorial. Beautiful home, really great area, huge project, and yeah, we'll be getting photos on that today. I texted. But anyway, we're stopping by this other property that we got a call on the way, and what was just so crazy about it is we go up there, and Gabriel, who knows a lot more about this than I do, he's like, "Whoa, they didn't install this. They didn't install this. Like some pieces of the home didn't even have drip edge." So we see all of that, rotted fascia. We're seeing all this rotted structure, and this homeowner probably has no idea. The property management doesn't have any clue because they don't have eyes on it, and that's only going to get worse. Yep. And being on these different sites and seeing the real issues, it can be nuts.
And it all just comes down to like one specific understanding: protection, visibility, clarity, and overall communication. And I think in any industry of what it is that we have to be a consumer of, that's what we'll forever look for. We want to live in that microwave society of like, we need things now, we need things quick, but you don't need that if you already have everything and an understanding of where things are at, because then you can stop it. Mm-hmm. But yeah, I mean, look, we're different. And I truly think the most fascinating thing about what it is that we're building, number one, is we're building with our best friends, but we've took some of the top talent of building business and brought them under one roof, and we continue to do so. I mean, we have some of the largest names who have done astronomical things in this industry who continue to add to our team, and that's why I love it. I wanted to build a system, a platform of excellence that attracts excellence and then delivers excellence. Mm-hmm. And that's exactly what we've done. I mean, some of the partners that we service, the accounts that we service, the contracts that we fulfill are massive companies because they want excellence, they want clarity, and they want overall communication. And so doing a disfavor for people in roofing, like if you're not becoming that much better every single day and mastering the craft by becoming the best you, then like I don't understand that's what success is. That's what building business is. It's becoming better today than it was yesterday. It's using that success to get to the end route, to be that best version. And if you don't know questions, find the answer and add that to your Rolodex of knowledge to know that you are a pillar in the community. And so that's what we want to provide. And it's really cool here at Cool Roofs. Like my favorite thing that we do is like, I work on me for you, and you work on you for me. So we're collectively always working for a better tomorrow, which then delivers a better experience for our homeowners.
Mm-hmm. No, that's good. You said a couple things there that I like, which is number one, being a pillar in your community, and then the whole ideology of be a better you for me as I am for you. Yeah. That's so great. So in regards to the team and in regards to a roofing specialist in general, being that pillar in that community is huge. Yep. So touch on that, if you don't mind, what that can look like for a roofing specialist. Like, give some nuggets here. Like what we've talked about it. We do it on these calls, and
it's a lot of like duplication, and success leaves clues. Like shout out to my boys in Memphis. They just opened a branch out there a year ago. In the year that they've done this, last week they closed in revenue a massive deal. 26,000. It's 26,000 square feet of roofing. So like this massive apartment complex. And I think with any industry, if you have a strong willingness to learn and a willingness to accept change and the opportunity to apply knowledge, then you can duplicate results into different areas. And that goes with roofing because it's pretty uniform. When I say uniform, it's like the same across, states. Codes might be different, insurance might be different, qualifications might be different, but whatever, as far as install to manufacturer specs, determining if it's north or south, whatever, it's pretty much the same. The issues are the same. The solution is the same. All you need is a good brand, a good backing, phenomenal insurance to protect yourself, workman's comp, great crews, great labor, that willingness to learn, that willingness to accept change, a very, very motivated spectrum of wanting to apply the knowledge that you learn, and let your community know that. Going to the events, going to networking events, meeting with the real estate agents, talking to the property management firms, getting with the insurance companies, finding strategic partners that could utilize your service to make their life easy if they had an issue and needed you. Doing all of those things and really just working hard as you plant that seed, you will harvest over a period of time because you become that go-to guy known for the value that it is that you provide. And so that's really becoming that pillar in the community. So, dude, so many people, it's crazy. My girl was talking about this the other day. She's like, everybody just wants to be successful, but you really don't even know what they do. Like, you just look at them and it's like, yo, they do this, this, and this and that. And it's like, yo, it's just like exhausting. Like, do they even do anything? And for me, like, I think success overall is just like owning and mastering a craft within an industry that when an issue comes to you, you are that solution person and you get it done. Mm-hmm. And getting it done is value. Value then gets a reward. And then as you increase your value, you set your reward and you make more money. And that's what's really all about becoming a pillar within one's community. And I find it fascinating how multiple people just want to, oh, I do this, I do that, but there's no trust there. Mm. Like, I rather bet on the jockey rather than the horse. Mm-hmm. So if I know that someone like you in Houston is a representative of the work that you do, you're the jockey. Your horse is cool roofs. However, when it comes to anything construction related, I trust you more than I trust a company. But if I trust both, we're winning the race all day long. Mm. So that's what it's like becoming pillar in the community.
No, that's really good. I love that. What's Jim Rohn say about that? You said it earlier. Oh my God!
What did you say? We don't get paid for time; we get paid for value.
Yeah,
is that what you're talking about? Yeah. I mean, it's simple. I mean, a lot of people think that what it is, we get paid for time, which is crazy. We don't get paid for time; we get paid for value. We all have the same time, mm-hmm. So therefore, the thing that sets us apart, if that's all the same for us, then it's the value that we provide during that time. The more value you provide, the more money you make.
Yep.
You can't say, I wish I had more time. You're crazy. But if you say, I wish I had more value to give in that time,
yes.
then you'll create a lot of income.
Yes.
Pretty simple.
And then I think it's Zig Ziglar who says the more people you help, the more money you make.
If I can help everybody get what it is that they want, I can have everything in return. And so putting people in a place to help them, as well as help people who are in need, then will return give you an opportunity to not only deliver, but then deliver for yourself, your family, and the community that you represent.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. So, Cole, how does it feel to sit where you're at now with the company where it's at now on a crazy month like Memphis alone, like you said? Massive job.
Yeah, I mean, it's crazy, man. We've doubled the company every year. We're going to triple it this year. I mean, what we did last year, we've already done half of the revenue this year, and it's just March, the 1st of March, which is just crazy. But that is just showing that we built this thing slow. We built it with the right people. We focused on excellence. We built the systems. We're duplicating it. And we're growing at a very high rate when most people aren't really growing. But it's because it's a people thing. Look, let's not get this twisted. We don't have a proprietary product. Everyone can do shingles. That's it. So what is it that sets us apart from everybody else? It's people. The people that we have here are unbelievable people. And I truly believe to build a world-class company, you have to build it with world-class people. And so that's what we're focused on. We are, yes, sharpening our tools when it comes to knowledge, but more importantly, we're sharpening us. We're sharpening our skill set. We're becoming that better person to be a better father in the family, to be a better leader within their community, to be a better friend to the people around them, to be a better lover to the significant other. we want to work on us to really provide the utmost of value to the marketplace. And it's been insane to see, but I mean, the full reality is like, dude, I've been through freaking hell, man. Like, I've done it, anything and everything I've tried to do it, failed numerous times, lost a ton of money, did a bunch of different things, but then I burned all the ships and focused on one specific thing, and we were building an absolute dynasty. And it's so fun to see, but like, yeah, what's to be seen now? It's kind of like that picture on Instagram that like shows like the carrot that's like this big but has like a ton of like leaves, so you think it's massive, and then you have like the carrot that's like massive underground, you can't see, and there's a little bit of leaves. I feel like that's kind of like where we're at right now. Like, we've been doing the work, and now it's finally starting to show. Kind of like the whole bamboo, Japanese bamboo,
Yeah.
where like takes 5 years to grow, but once you consistently water it, you know, it grows like an inch each year, but then by the 5th year it grows like X amount of
Yeah,
feet.
100
That's like
feet or something
astronomical.
crazy, yeah.
But that's where we're at. But we're there because it's not just the company that's growing. Everybody is growing. And everybody is learning from what they've done. And it's cool because we all have a different journey that cultivates and prepares you for the position that you're in today. So looking at all that not as a failure, but looking at it as all of a success, that's what built and cultivated you to be your best self, to dominate now at a high level, is what's setting you apart from everybody else, to know that everyone went through something to be something, and now we're all becoming something pretty great, which is super sick.
I love it. Question. People who are looking at this, homeowners, property managers, people who deal with a roof, right? And they're not a roofer. They've heard all this. They hear the certifications. They hear it's people first, right? What do you suggest for them? Like, what should be their next step with us?
I mean, I think the next step with us is, you know, reach out to one of our professionals, have the opportunity to meet a roof specialist that we have here, but also do some due diligence and, you know, check with people around in the industry just to see what sets us apart. And if you are doing that, you know, ask for accreditations, ask for certifications, ask for reviews, ask for standings, ask for referrals or references and whatnot, just to assure that that overall experience that you're about to step into was a good experience for everybody else. And so, you know, for us, like, you're coming to us with the problem or coming to us with something that you think is a problem. We're here to deliver a solution. But most importantly, we just want to take care of you. Like, we're growing crazy. We do a lot of roofs. But none of that matters. Every one roof represents another happy homeowner, and that's all that matters.
Yeah, so something I've always wanted to have mapped out personally is, you know, the steps, right? And we definitely do, but like for anybody watching, right? So they reach out, they get to talk to roofing specialists and hear the problem, find a solution, right? You know, typically, what's the next step? They check out the roof, go do all that. Something I've wanted to talk about is really, like, obviously we're certaintied, but that's not the only product that we can do. What does it look like to pick out a roof? You know, what's that process like? Because I really think, you know, something that me and Parks have been talking about, I know he's told you, is just the whole designing of a roof.
Yeah.
Like, that's kind of cool, right? Yeah. You know, you could watch HGTV, you could be looking at, you know, home interior designs and wanting to do all that. But when you think about your roof, a lot of times people don't really think about designing a roof. They just think, I have to get it done. Yeah. And what we can do is actually help you design it, right?
And it's fun, like, you know, and they do that a really good job in Memphis, how they're doing a bunch of different specialty builds using like Solaris products, and they're using Da Vinci, they're using all kinds of like high quality products. And it's cool because we've done a lot of those jobs. We did Mattress Max Lake House. Like, that was like one of the coolest jobs we've ever done out there in Lago Vista. Beautiful product. Da Vinci, like, such an awesome project. But having that opportunity to sit with a homeowner, you know, just have fun. Like, that's the number one thing. Like, hey, we're going to design your roof, but we want you, someone who does this probably once every 20 years. In Texas, maybe like once every 5 because of storms. But we want to walk you through the understanding of what to expect, like setting proper expectations, what to expect on day of install, what we're installing, how we install it, why we install it, we do this. Do they really care? Probably not. But it's such a cool process. Like, this is a big ticket item.
Yes.
And you would be overwhelmed by the amount of people who are just like, oh, insurance scope? Cool, that's what we're going to do. Perfect, we'll go and do that. All right, have a good day. It's like, No, let's take a step back and be like, hey, like, is this your forever home? Do you see yourself living here for the next 20 years? Do you see yourself living here for the next 5 years? How long have you been here? What do you like? You know, let's go ahead and look at some different options. Do you want to go with a higher class? Do you want to go with a class 4? Do you want to, just asking the proper questions and letting them direct to understand, like, they're the composer of what's going on, and we're just the facilitator. So as long as we have the opportunity to ask the proper questions while having fun with it, but then delivering the overall knowledge of what it is we're doing to set the expectations, because that's where construction goes wrong. Lack of communication and lack of proper expectation set. And if you have those two things in place and you do what you say you're going to do and you stick with it, which, shocker, not a lot of people do, but you do that, you become a stand-up, reputable company that delivers a 5-star service. It's pretty simple.
Yeah. Ooh, that's good. And have fun doing it, right?
That's it.
You know, being able to see the homeowner look at what their roof is going to look like. You know, they can see it, touch it, feel it. It's a fun, it's a lot more fun.
You know, we have fun too. Like, the amount of stories that we have from just like experiences is absolutely crazy. I mean,
what do you think of?
I've done roofs for a guy that said he's still like actively searching for Bigfoot. And if you're watching this, I hope you found them. But like that one was crazy. There's another one we were doing with Flint Rock Construction, a good buddy of mine, Dylan. We were doing this like massive project. It was a SP coding system that Hudson Witten was managing. And we were having to, basically it was a high traffic roof system where cars were parking on it. It wasn't sealing properly. It wasn't watertight. So we had to go back. They were renovating the whole parking garage. So we went on the top of it. We took it down to the substrate, which was concrete. We let it dry out. We came back with a primer, and then we came back with a coating. The GAF rep, you know, we love GAF. You're incredible. But the GAF rep was not 100% accurate on our apply rate. So it was nuts. Is like through that whole entire process, number one, we went through like multiple different machineries because the machinery itself kept breaking. We had some scrapers that were our grinders that were grinding off the original coating down to the decking, or not down to the decking, down to the concrete substrate. And they kept breaking. The blades were breaking. We had a timeline. We had weather coming in. We had to ship in some scrapers from Las Vegas that were like expedited down. Finally got those. Those didn't work. So then I think we shipped some in from like a different state. So it was just like anything that could go wrong on this project was going wrong. But then to go ahead, we're getting so close to the final. Like so close to it, and we realized that the product was not like the actual equation of it did not actually pan out well, because that the primer was set. You have like 4 days or 3 days, or Hudson would have to tell you. I can't remember fully, always stuff going on in my mind. We had like 4 days to like make sure that we put the coating on top of it. Let's say 72 hours, 3 days. So Hudson, I was like, what are you doing? He's like, dude, I'm flying to Maryland to GAF. I rented a U-Haul. I'm filling it with the coating, and I'm driving back through the night, not sleeping, and I'm going to make sure that we get back in time to get this project done. And I'm like, wow, like that's a world-class individual that commits to excellence, commits to getting it done, booked a flight, flew up there, gets a U-Haul, drives all the way down, and gets the job done. Like we were talking earlier, like, what's a crazy thing that's happened? Dude, this stuff happens all the time, but nobody cares. They want the job done. So like for us, we look at that as like, wow, like we do impressive things for impressive people, and Hudson Witten doing that is one of the most impressive things I've ever heard. That's committing to excellence, saying what you're going to do and getting it done, and getting it done at a high level. It was wild.
That's 5 stars.
5 stars.
5 stars and a tip if it's
100%. Hope he got a tip. You know,
no,
it's a lot of miles.
Yeah, that is crazy. I remember hearing that story, and I know he shared it on the podcast, I believe.
I think he mentioned it briefly on like the first one as like a trial or a challenging time within the roofing industry. But I mean, at the end of the day, again, it comes to the people. Like my dad said it best. I love my dad. You know, cheers to his retirement. Company started in 1918 by my great grandfather, and so people were like, wow, what's it take to build a legacy company? My dad said it simple. He's like, all business is dealing with people and their emotions. And if you're able to just provide value, handle emotions, deliver what it is that you say you're going to do, you will build a reputable business. And always doing the right thing, which I know is difficult to do and sometimes for some people, but take that step back, analyze things before you react, and make sure you're always focused on doing what is best for the homeowner.
That's good. And we do that. That's for sure.
We've got like 8 minutes still cooking on this thing. So in like the next 8 minutes, what should we chat on?
Man, we hit everything. We hit a lot of good points.
I'm even decked out in like cool.
I know,
I got
man.
The hat, I got the shirt. These are OG shirts. These things were made forever ago, but I found it in the office. I thought, you know what, like, I am the brand, be the brand, baby.
For sure.
So,
I know. I got all these shirts embroidered, and I'm like, bro, I didn't bring one of them. I'm tripping. But no, you look good. You're killing it. But
keep them curious.
We tapped into everything. You know, I think being able to share from a homeowner's perspective down to what it looks like to put these products on. I mean, this is awesome. I think this has been good. But one thing I think I would want to talk on is just the fact that Cool Roofs is obviously roofing company, right?
And a solar company.
And solar, true that. Plug at coolsolarpower.com.
Cool Solar, yeah. Drop the link.
Yep.
There it is.
But the fact that it's personal development.
Yep.
First.
I mean, look, dude, I'm fired up. Like, I call it ego, whatever, but we are building the number one company. Like, I saw a tag on the other day. It's like, we're going to do 51% of all roofs in Texas. Some company said that. I was like, I don't think so, because we're going to do 52. But, like, I get so excited by who it is that, like, who our guys are becoming. You know, Aaron, my good friend Aaron Werlein said it best. He's like, dude, I realize becoming is better than being. I'm like, ooh. I was like, that's deep. But I was like, dude, that's sick. But it's true. It's like, fine, like, whatever you do. Like, if you're in roofing, great. If you're not, awesome. But if you're looking for, like, anything to, like, do in life, just do you. Like, become a better you. Work with an environment that helps you grow. Like, don't be in a dark room, be in a light room. Like, like grow, blossom, become.
You literally said it earlier today. It's like being able to double down on our strengths, know our weaknesses, and remove the weaknesses by plugging them with strengths. And if it's not you, what do we need to do?
Dude, and even like the investment. Like, I've made a massive investment with an individual, Bob Williams, and he's a John Maxwell coach. Unbelievable guy. And he's told me some really cool things. But we're going through like the 5 levels of leadership, from like the first being position and then the 5th one being pinnacle. And you never go through them, you just stack them, because we're always stacking on top, becoming better and better and better. And at pinnacle, I was pretty curious. I was like, well, yeah, John Maxwell's like the GOAT. And I just really, applaud him for the things that he does and the value that he brings to the marketplace. And he's like, Colt, I've got a great story for you. He goes, when I had the privilege of meeting John Maxwell, one of the most fascinating things that he told me is while he's on stage, he gets off when we're sitting kind of like backstage or however it went, met him, and he was like, man, I just really applaud you on the knowledge and the values that you bring to the marketplace over a period of time. It's just impressive to see how much you've invested in yourself. He goes, I appreciate that. But he goes, the one thing that I actually wish that people would applaud me on is the fact that I've always been consistent and I never quit. And not consistent in only mastering the craft, but consistent in always working on myself, always becoming that much better, always putting in the extra time, always doing one more, always creating, always producing, not consuming, like really wake up. Like, I look at the economy. Everyone like complains about it. I had Scott from SRS in front of me. He's like, y'all are absolutely crushing it. Everyone's slow. Well, the market's not slow. People need our service. People need our opportunity. It's just like who's doing it and who's not. And so taking a really deep look and being like, dang, I need to just work. I mean, my buddy Morton said it best. Alex Morton, look him up. He's incredible. We had our call the other day. He just said, simple, hard work works. So work hard on you, work hard on what you do, work hard on serving others, and just work hard, because hard work works. It's pretty simple. So find a vehicle, aka a company that provides a service, that provides a product, that provides a solution. Become the best that you are within that. Never stop growing. As Kevin Trudeau says, like, once you get it, you fail. Like, we're always getting it. We're always growing. We're always becoming. We're a sponge to become our best self and continue to become our best self. Because, I see that people are like, dude, entrepreneurs are dumb. Like, y'all just think, you just do this to make all this money. Like, you even happy, blah, blah. It's like, I don't do it for any of that. Like, that is stupid. The reason why I do it is because the actual journey. Like, I have a lot of friends who are W-2, who do the 10, the employee, the whatever, which is fantastic. Like,
Yeah, good for you.
I appreciate that 100%. If you love what you do, be the best at it. However, the difference of that and this, and I'm going on a tangent here, but I thought this was pretty impressive, is like Ross Bennett. That was who it was. He was at Unbelievable Tailor. Like, came to the office yesterday, brought the new suit. Like, we're doing a cool thing for all the guys now. Like, they hit a certain rank, they get like this fresh, crisp suit, like just looking fresh, dressed, awesome. So I told him, I was like, dude, he was like kind of bashing on like the W-2 and blah, and not a bit. I was like, look, here's the deal. I was like, as entrepreneurs, we're on a journey, and there's never a destination. The destination is us becoming better every single day, and you never know where you're going to be. You never know who you're going to meet. You're never going to know where you go, but you're just getting better daily, providing value, and growing. So the problem is like W-2 a lot of times, they have that set destination. I work here for 40, I retire off 40% of my income, I go to Europe once with my family, I have a good time. That's not really living. But if you do enjoy that, and I don't say that in a mean way, you can change your destination to where rather than always focus on that, the only reason I say it is because like 60% of the people that I do meet that are in that, that's all they talk about. They're like, hey, I'm just ready for the promotion. Things are good. I'm just doing this. I'm like, look, dude, we're human beings. We're God's highest form of creation. We're made in his image. And if he's a creator, then we're creators. We're the opportunity to create what it is that we want, what we want to do, what it is that we want to create, what it is who we want to help.
Yeah.
And so, like, rather than have that mindset of just being like, oh, it's just another day, I'm just trying to get through it, how about you just get from it? Get something from the day. Learn something new that day. Implement something greater that day.
Yep.
Become that much better that day. And so, like,
Yep.
I don't know how I got on this tangent.
No,
but like,
it's
if you're
good.
watching the end of this, like, look, we want to help you. We want to grow with you. We want to create something very special. We are creating something very special. But I think overall, just like you have to create yourself to become that much more special every day.
Mm-hmm.
And if, you got anxiety, you got stress or whatnot, one way to like really mitigate that is stop focusing on the past, stop focusing on the future, and just focus on where your feet are and become better. Grow in that moment, and that will take care of tomorrow. That will erase the past. The windshield is a lot better than is a lot bigger than the rear view mirror. Go ahead and just take this thing down, stop looking in the past, recreate a better future, and just take it day by day. You'll be tremendously successful. The end.
The end.
Cool.
Thank you.
But before we go, one last thing. This is our third podcast, Trey with Trey. I hope you enjoyed it, but we're going to be coming out many, many more, talking about products, talking about solutions, talking about commercial roofing, talking about solar, talking about residential roofing, talking about certifications, talking about anything and everything. But we're happy to be a part of this journey with you. We're going to keep growing every day. We ask you to do the same. Thank you, big dog.
Boom.
Bam.